Welcome back to the United Star, guys. Today I've got Shivan with me, and he's a huge Arsenal fan. And we're going to be discussing who United or Arsenal, which of the clubs are in a better position to break City and Liverpool's hegemony at the top of the table, and who's in a better position to challenge for the title. So, Shivan, what do you think about Arsenal?
Hi guys, firstly thank you for letting me into the channel. So I think right now for the next 2-3 years, at least City and Liverpool have like the English Premier League title secured, especially with the pandemic right now. Most teams can't make big signings, and for the next year at least, it'll be difficult financially for all the teams. So City and Liverpool have an advantage already. But I think Arsenal are best placed to break that challenge because I believe in Mikel Arteta. I feel like he is the perfect man to guide us to an eventual Premier League title or Premier League challenge because we've already seen what he's done in a short space of time. He's had 2-3 months with this team and he's improved us dramatically. Defensively, we've become really solid. We're not conceding 30 shots a game anymore. We've had like 6 clean sheets since he joined around that, and he's just basically improved the entire morale of the club. So I feel that's helped us immensely. But why I think we can challenge is because in 2-3 years time, our young core of Martinelli, Nketiah, Saka, will get William Saliba as well. So they will grow into the players that they will be if we keep Aubameyang, keep Lacazette, and if we add one or two, again 3 or 4 players in the transfer market. So if we say we get Thomas Partey, we get a left winger, and if we get a centre back, that will help us immensely to challenge Liverpool and City. But I believe Arsenal are best placed to do that because we have the right football structure right now compared to United and other teams. We have a proper technical director. We have Raul Sanlehi. We have Edu who's handling transfers. We have Mikel Arteta. So we have correct vision, which where we want to go. And I have the most faith in this football structure, which is why I think we can challenge them.
Okay. So I of course disagree with that for a couple of reasons because I think keeping Aubameyang is not going to be possible over 2 seasons. And I think Arsenal need to reinforce their entire midfield. And I think even Torreira, who's probably the best midfield player you'll have right now, is not good enough to be there on his own. And in defense, I mean, of course, all of them are absolutely useless. And probably Tierney has got something to show, but we've not seen enough of him in the Premier League, of course. So I
Yeah.
think Arsenal needs almost 6 or 7 players, even if the likes of Saka, Martinelli, and Nikita, and all of these guys, Gendozi, and all of them come good over the next 2 years. I think they need 6 or 7 players. I think United, on the other hand, in the last 3 or 4 months, if you go to see, we've got a settled defense. So with Maguire and Van Bissaka coming in, I think we're doing a great job in defense. And if we can sign maybe another centre back, I don't think we particularly need one, but if we can sign one more, I think it'll reinforce the defense very well because Shaw is starting to show his true potential, and Brandon Williams has looked good as well.
Mm.
In midfield, of course, if Pogba stays, then you're probably looking at a midfield of Pogba, Bruno, Grealish, with Scott McTominay and Fred also there. And again, like as you said,
That's if
Partey, I think even
Pogba
United
stays.
need,
That's if Pogba
if
stays.
Pogba stays, yeah. But if he doesn't stay, if we get a good swap deal with Juventus, or if PSG is interested, I mean, if we get if Juventus is ready to offer Pjanic, for example, I'd take Miralem Pjanic as a replacement for Pogba. I think that's a great deal. And if we can sign players like Grealish and Fred, Bruno and Fred are already there, I think we can make a good shot at it in the midfield. I think Rashford is on fire, and he is coming good now, so that's a great sign for us. Martial is starting to put some good performances together. So maybe we need 2 signings more in terms of attacking going forward. And if the Sancho rumors are true, I'd go as far as even saying that we can be competitive for the league in 1.5 seasons. Considering Pogba and Sancho both are there at the club together with Rashford doing what he's doing right now. And I think you're right about the football structure, but I don't agree that Arsenal's football structure is sorted as much because
Mm.
I mean the owners are not as interested in the club as they should be, and they're not
Yeah.
putting that much money in the club. So I think that's the biggest problem Arsenal have. And Woodward, of course, is not. He's more financial minded than football minded, and that's an obvious problem.
Yeah.
But I think now, I think even he's going to realize that you can't keep milking off the United name forever, and you have to do something on the pitch for the financial returns to keep continuing. And I think Bruno's signing has made a huge difference. And if that's something to go by, a couple of more signings, and I think United's team, considering Pogba stays, is set to probably challenge for the league.
Okay, see the thing with Bruno aside, he's just been there for 1 month, so we can't really judge the impact that he will have on the Premier League. So, but I feel in the last 5 or 6 years, um, Manchester United haven't really had like a signing that has gone on and like the big money signing who's gone on and impressed the world. So I don't have the faith in Ed Woodward to actually go about and do like y'all have been financially and in the transfer market, y'all have been terrible for 10 years now since Sir Alex Ferguson left. So what tells me that y'all have the faith now to sign the correct players that y'all can uh, go for the title. The last 10 years, y'all are probably 2, 3 players away from winning the title under Van Gaal, under Mourinho. So what gives you the
I
right
agree. Maybe
thing now that Woodward will
no,
change?
I agree with you. But I agree with you. But like 2 3 years ago, the thing is also that we had a lot of players. Like for example, Rashford wasn't as good as he is right now. We always had problems with the defense. The defense is never settled. Right now, Maguire, Van Bissaka, and Lindelof to an extent, and even Shaw, you could say that those four can start at least 30 of the 38 games. So we've not had that since a long time. And
Yeah.
Fred, like first Fred wasn't looking that good. Now he's actually coming good. And I think the signs are more positive than they've ever been. Even though I have my doubts over Ole, I think the signs are more positive than they have been in the past years because we're again playing some very fearless football.
Yeah.
So that's my biggest thing with them.
Yeah, but the question is, even over this season, y'all have been so inconsistent. So y'all go and beat Manchester City, but then y'all lose the next game to Norwich or some other small team. So with Ole, do you have the faith in the next 2, 3 years that Ole will be the man to challenge for Premier League and like help?
See, I think in the past I've said that Ole has got this sort of culture in where the team does play fearlessly, but I think he does lack something when it comes to smaller teams tactically, and I don't think there's any doubt about that. But I
Yeah,
also think that why we were losing is that Van Bissaka, Maguire, James, these guys were settling in. If you see after Bruno has come in, it's become easier to break teams down. Now you have to also realize that our best player was not playing for a year. That's Pogba, of course. So if
yeah.
he stays and if he does want to play, I think you also can imagine what kind of an impact a player like him can have on a team.
Okay, fair. So we can move on to why I think Arsenal. So just talk about your points about Arsenal. So I feel like in terms of our defense, yeah, we have our left back and right back sorted for now in terms of Tierney and Bellerin. We have William Saliba coming this summer, who's touted to be the next big thing out of French football. And yes, we need another 1 or 2 centre backs. So we should be in the market for them over the next 2, 3 years. But in terms of our midfield, I actually feel Granit Xhaka is one of the most underrated players and he's done really well in the Mikel Arteta system as a left-footed player. And in terms of keeping Aubameyang, I know it's a difficult proposition to keep him, but this is all if we keep him. If we keep him, he's a type of player who over the next he's still 31 right now, so you can still get 2 or 3 good years out of him. I feel if we keep him and if we have him as a
I
central
feel
striker.
Aubameyang is going to leave for sure.
I don't think so. With this pandemic, who can afford to sign him? Who can afford his wages? Which teams right now want to take on a 31-year-old forward who's gonna ask for 300,000 a week? No one can really afford that economic benefit. So in a way, that really plays into our hands right now. Like I only see PSG or Real Madrid or Barcelona like who can afford him, but I don't think they are in the market for him anymore. So that's why
Right.
this is if Aubameyang stays, and even if he decides to leave, that puts us 1 or 2 years back right now. But we have the people coming in from the youth ranks who can make the difference. So that's why I feel all of us are 3 years away. All of us are 2 years away at least. But if Arsenal build right now for that 2 years, for the 2 years to come, because if you look at Klopp joined in 2015. Uh, when Klopp joined in 2015, it's similar to what Arsenal are right now when Mikel Arteta joined. So I'm looking at a 5-year plan. So if we look at a 5-year plan of how we can build using the Liverpool model, which is being sustainable. If we can
But
get in the right players, if we get in those 1 or 2 big signings, it's a big if, and we're following that model. We don't have the luxury that you all do, so y'all you'll probably have a better probability of catching them. But I feel with our model, we can do that in 2, 3 years time.
but you think that Arteta has the same managerial smarts as Klopp did?
he's not as
And what
experienced.
makes you think that with
he
this sample size
he's
that we've
not
had?
as, yeah, we haven't had a sample size, but when Pep Guardiola signed for Barcelona in 2008, no one knew how good he would be. So Arteta's had 2 or 3 years under the greatest manager of all time, arguably. He's had people like Pep
Oh,
Guardiola.
okay.
Okay, after sorry, so okay, greatest manager right now.
Yeah.
Uh, so he's had people like Pochettino and Guardiola himself saying that he's going to be a top manager. And I feel like in these few months, he's already proved tactically that he's more adept than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So I feel that looking the way how he carries himself, how assertive he is, even 2 months into the job, that he is the right man. Obviously, it's all speculation because we don't know, we don't have a sample size. But looking at the way he's carried himself and how he's managed to turn a terrible Arsenal under Ljungberg and Emery into something that's so much better, even 4 months in. So I feel that'll make a
I
make
think
great difference.
one of the biggest things that I find the problem between United and Arsenal of Emery was that we tried to play out of the back too much and tried to beat City and Liverpool at their own game. And I
Yeah,
think Arteta has come in and tried to solve that, and he wants to kick it out if there's no pass on. And I think that is one of the main things we need to do. We can't try to emulate City and Liverpool's model without the right players, right?
we don't have
So
the
we need
players
to
to do
try to
so.
build our own identity to do it before or we need to get those kind of players. I don't think that's the only way you can play football and win the Premier League. So I think City and Liverpool are very much beatable if we do things like that.
No, but yeah. Also, it's the mentality of the team. So City and Liverpool now have that winning mentality where they have 11 champions on the pitch. If you look at United and Arsenal, both of us, we don't have, like you'd say, leaders or players who just can change the game instantly. We still have those
Yeah.
young players who like will break under pressure. Look at this season, Liverpool. They never seem to give up. Like whenever in the 80th
Y'all need
minute,
to bring Vieira back and we need to bring Keane back.
yeah, we need to go back to the early 2000s, P90s. But see,
Yeah.
football is a cyclical game. So we had the Arsenal United era, we had the Chelsea United era. Now we have City Liverpool dominating. So it's gonna change in the next 3-4 years for sure. Like we know that's the
Right.
certainty. City and Liverpool won't be winning the titles 3-4 years from now. It's just who it's out of us, United, Tottenham, Chelsea, and Arsenal. We just have to
So
be
so
best prepared.
finally so finally I think that United and Chelsea are the best poised to challenge City and Liverpool. In your view, which are the two teams?
I'd give it to um, United and Arsenal. I don't think Chelsea are there yet under Frank Lampard, but because it's a constantly evolving situation in Chelsea, you never know what's going to happen. So I think United and
Right.
Arsenal.
Okay. So yeah, there you have it. I think it's United and Chelsea. Shivam thinks it's also United, but then Arsenal and not Chelsea. So let's see what happens, and hopefully football returns soon or not, so Liverpool don't win the league. And see you all in the next video.
Yeah. Thank you guys. See you.